backing vocals. That's pretty cool. Hey guys. So look, what I thought we might do today is stand on the edge of the harbour and talk to the camera. I'm in this big phase at the moment of trying to compare stuff, and whilst I'm not just going to go riding up a hill today and kind of, you know, measure the tyre pressure of... It's not a terrible idea. We're kind of blessed in Sydney with some really quality road racing and some quality racing in general. And what I normally do is I do these vlogs where it's like we take you to the race and then a little bit of race footage and then it's kind of a bit of a review after it. But I thought today, because we're in this phase at the moment where the racing is less serious and that, what we might do is actually step back from the day itself and maybe try and review it a little bit. So the two races that I'm talking about, we've got a Westhead road race, which is up in the northern reaches of Sydney, and then we have the Heffron Tuesday night race. Two dramatically different races. Westhead is a road race. A road race, for those of you who aren't like in the cycling world, a road race plays out over a longer period of time, 2 hours plus, you know, 100 Ks, whereas the crit on Tuesday, Criterium, that is like, we're talking 40 minutes, maybe an hour, but on a really, really small track, so maybe only 1 kilometre long. Waves. So two events with two very different styles of riding them, tactics, fitness type, because one is super, super intense and hard and short, and the other plays over a longer period of time, you need more endurance. Anyway, I think you kind of get what I'm trying to say. We're going to look at two races. We're going to start with Westhead. It's a road race. It's awesome. I love this race. Like, I've had a little bit of success there. The teams had a heap of success there. We went 1-2 last time it was there. Really some super high hopes, and especially given the start of a series that just happens to be sponsored by KOM as well. We were keen for this. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. We had 5 guys. The race was about 38-ish, close to 40 strong. So myself, Antoine, Seb, Bo, and Angus Wilson. We had a really pretty specific role. With Bo, I was specifically asking him to attack the bunch. Like, I wanted him being the guy, being aggressive, and Angus, I wanted him following strong attacks. So we kind of had about a 1 in 3 rule, which really meant that if there was a move that had 3 riders in it, we needed to be in that. If there was 6, we needed 2 in that. The guys did it perfectly, like made those selections, created them, and then when they got a little bit bigger, jumped across without taking people, which is a big thing. Nothing stuck. Definitely a red flag moment where I really should have spotted this. So I'm talking about a particular situation where a move went with 8 to 9 guys. We had a few. The other main team had a few, and the shop teams had a couple of guys. You basically had everyone represented. But here's the thing, it came back and it shut down so quickly and effectively that it really should have flagged with me. And it shut down quickly because the field was so big and the course, as I kind of said, is not super selective. It really does mean that if someone wants to be able to sit in the bunch, they're well and truly able to do it. And they can then make an effort to close a gap without expelling a huge amount of energy. And there's also quite a few other people who are fresh enough to do that. So I think what I'm trying to say here is that was the mentality of a lot of the bunch, which is fine. That's just the way a race goes, whatever. But really, I should have spotted that at that point. I think in this situation, patience would have been the key. We needed to probably let something go up the road that we weren't involved with, and then judge the mentality of the group after that. I think that's probably the answer. Like, having said that though, you know, the kind of more I think about it, or even the way that race went, I probably wouldn't change anything, just because the way the individuals rode was a really good challenge. And by that I mean, you know, at the end of the day, okay, Angus and Bo both had mechanicals, which knocked them out. I dropped my chain, had to chase back on. Antoine rode, I really challenged him to ride more aggressively, and that bridging move that I talked to you about, like, he went pretty deep to get across and did that, which I think has given him quite a bit more confidence. I mean, it's easy to turn around and just say, look, we were over aggressive, we should have been more patient, but you know, one of the kind of plans that we had was that the race was going to be hard enough, and by the 4th lap it gave me or someone else an opportunity to get away in a small group, which is kind of what happened. Which didn't work. So yeah, we were caught a couple of Ks from home. The whole thing ended in a bunch sprint that Dan Brickle won. Now, actually, Dan's ride pretty much shows that, okay, yeah, he's a weapon anyway, but Dan's ride shows that not only can he compete very much with the teams in the club sort of thing, but he can just go smash them. What did he do that was so special? Well, he had a simple tactic and he stuck to it. And like I said before, he used his energy really, really effectively. So in little bursts to bring things back that he thought was dangerous, and then went ahead and won the sprint. Big thank you to this truck that's parked. I can't fit through there. Oh, the weather outside is... It's a long reverse. All right, I reckon that's Westhead done, guys. A massive thank you to Blake for shooting that drone footage. What a guy. Like, literally just wants to promote that race, so... Okay, now I promised you 2 chats. We're breaking all the rules. Which brings us on to this place, Heffron Park. Now look, don't worry, I'm not going to go into another discussion of tactics and riding this place and all that kind of stuff, because I think at this point we have done that ad nauseam. But I have to show you this. I gotta show you this. Always, anytime I post a video about Heffron, the first comments are like, you race on that? And we do, and yes, it is as bad as you think it is, but here is the crazy thing. Like, so Westhead, probably over 1,000 meters of climbing in that particular race, but I guarantee you this place is so much more selective. I hate the selection because it doesn't suit me, but it's because of this. The nature of this course and the ability to be able to put power out on it and deal with this wind, that is the key to this place. It's a key I'm never going to bloody unlock.
Oh God, time, you made me feel sweet. And if I'm losing my mind, would you lose yours with me? You made me wanna...
There's more to this course than just a brutally bad conditioned surface, and I'm hardly the person to talk about how to actually ride it. The best way to find out about this?
Oh, it's iconic. Think after 10, 15, 20 years of people racing on it, they'd be bored with it. But you're not, because every week there's something different. Whether it be a headwind, crosswind, tailwind.
It's like Belgium, mate. It's like concrete, there's holes everywhere. It's the Paris lights of the arse end of the world.
So there you go, guys. 2 Sydney races, 2 totally different Sydney races. Like I said in the beginning, we are blessed to have these races, and that's a big credit to the clubs and the people that put these things on. Last word tonight is not going to be about the race particularly. I literally just want to say this. There was a guy racing tonight, a guy who's been through some serious shit personally, and I obviously won't go into those details, but he was back tonight for the first time. And I want him to know, and I really hope he felt this, that there is a community, a family, a Heffron family, if you were, that want to support him because he is that kind of character that deserves it, and we welcome you back, and we really want you to stick around. We really want you back. Yeah.